So, the spoilers are out for My Hero Academia Manga Chapter 410, and let's just say that in this video we have a lot to talk about, not just with the leaks, but as well as some information that we got from Festa, and all of it is going to be in this video for your welcomed entertainment. But first, right after this. Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Manga Andrew, and like I said, I am going to be covering the spoilers for My Hero Academia Manga Chapter 410 when they came out, as well as talking about some information that we actually got from Festa 2024 that has recently wrapped up pretty much over the past weekend. And I'm not going to go over everything in Festa, but I'm going to go over some more very important information that we got for the manga of My Hero Academia, and I'll talk about that first before I go into the spoilers. And I'll try to be as brief as possible when it comes to this information, as well as being as thorough as possible. And just to start off, Season 7 will begin airing on May 4th of 2024 with episode 139. And that makes sense because it's coming out during the spring season, as well as coming out on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. That makes sense for My Hero because Horikoshi is a big Star Wars fan. As well as we get information revealed about the fourth movie, which is scheduled to be released the summer of 2024, and that will be happening around the 10th year that My Hero Academia has been serialized, which is also stated in Festa that My Hero has been around for 10 plus years. As well as that, we do get some information as well as some sketches about the series. We get to see some cool sketches of the heroes, Deku, All Might, all of them, as well as a very beautiful image of Nijire that Horikoshi just decided to draw instead of the main character because he just likes Nijire. As well as we get an image from the mangaka of the team up missions as well, and that art is actually beautiful as well. And going a little bit more quickly into the information, we actually do have some information that before the actual Season 7 premieres, we'll have approximately 4 episodes where we will be getting more or less a recap of everything that has happened up until the moments where Season 3 will begin, and those episodes will be airing April 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th, pretty much the entire month of April before the actual Season 7 premiere, so that's something to look forward to. And getting a little bit more into some very unique information, we get a little bit of information from Festa when it comes to the characters of Endeavor and Tsukachi, where Horikoshi planned for Endeavor to die during the fight in the first war, but decided to not do that during the high-end fight because he did not think that it would be able to continue Endeavor's character in a very satisfying way if he died during that first war. And the second thing is that Horikoshi did have plans for Tsukachi to actually be a spy and in line and entangled with All For One himself. As well as we get the reveal for why the giant weasel-like woman or the giant citizen doesn't have a name, because she's supposed to be a representation of the background characters. As well as a quick statement to summarize that we are going to be getting into the final battle and we are actually in the climax, and that he cannot wait to actually draw all of this battle between Deku and Tomura during the year of 2024. So he's asking everyone to look forward to seeing it through to the end. Also, something else I forgot to say is that we also got a trailer for the next season of My Hero Academia, and let me just say that I will probably not put any images of it in this video, but I will say that the video itself actually came out a little bit earlier and it was leaked at the wrong time, so we got to see it a little bit earlier, and let me just say that it looked fantastic from my perspective. I liked a lot of what they were doing, and we get a very general gist of where we're going to be getting in the season, at least at the start, because we're getting the Star and Stripe fight, as well as some few extra scenes of the students training their quirks, as well as potentially foreshadowing that we're going to be getting the traitor reveal as well as we get images of what the start of the war will actually look like and the preparations it would take to get there when it came to both the heroes and the villains. And one more thing that I'd like to bring up before we get more into the actual spoilers, let's just stop talking about the blue sky. I mean, come on. You can have whatever opinions that you have of the blue sky in My Hero Academia, but you have to realize that that is what the sky looks like, even in our own real world. And whether you like it or not, it's not bad. Get over it. But alright, let's get more into the actual spoilers. And that's pretty much all information that we actually got from Jump Festa. And with that, let's dive more into the actual spoilers for the chapter 410. And to start off, the title of the chapter is Farewell, All for One, as the chapter begins with an internal monologue from All for One saying that he has to get to Shigaraki. Judging by Tomura's appearance, the All for One vestige inside of him has, quote, died without using the trump card, so he can still win this. Yoichi, I need you, he thinks to himself. Since All for One doesn't make a single good memory in his entire life, he wants to ruin everyone's future. He wanted everyone to look at him forever. That's when we see that All for One is now a crawling baby and that Bakugo is coughing blood, almost passing out. Just as Bakugo is about to fall, he remembers what he said to Kirishima, standing through anything makes you crazy strong, and he keeps standing, smiling. All for One shoots a spike from his mouth, but the Bakugo holds it with his teeth and explodes it. It's nap time, All for One. All for One starts to cry. These emotions are taking over me. I'm not like this. No. I hate it. And let's stop there and address the first part of the text spoilers. We get a little bit more confirmation that yes, All for One is about to come to an end, as well as we, weirdly enough, get a more recontextualization or a clarity on what All for One's goal was. Not only was it to get his younger brother back, but also to just ruin the world because he just had no good memories of it. And he wanted to make sure that he was able to ruin everyone's future because he just didn't have a good life. Which very much falls in line with the character that we know of All for One, so it matches very clearly. And as many people did predict, we are getting a baby All for One. And even more importantly, from what we see later on in the spoilers, it's not just gonna stop at baby All for One. And that even though he still has All for One mentality, he's also very much succumbing to the emotions of being a literal child at this. So it's cool that we're gonna get a little bit more of that represented in this chapter than we probably would have actually expected. And after that, we get a little bit more with the text spoilers, where we have All for One turns into a fetus, and all the vestiges start to glow. The quirks are going back to their former owners? Nah, that would be too convenient. Vestige Hawks jokingly says before disappearing. All for One then turns into an egg, a cell, and vanishes once and for all. Bakugo is exhausted and thinks to himself, aw man, I want to do the All Might victory pose. He falls to the ground without being able to strike the pose, but he at least keeps his arm up and thinks, good luck, Izuku. Cut to a flashback of Genis, Nejire, Tamaki, Mirko, Edshot, Deku, and Bakugo. A few days before the war, Genis says that they have to defeat Shigaraki inside UA, and Nejire and Tamaki ask if it's to avoid the destruction of the buildings like what happened in Jakku. Edshot says that this is the smaller problem here, since human lives matter more than buildings. Mirko tells them to skip to the conclusion, and Genis says that the mental confusion between All for One and Shigaraki is a problem. They rather fight All for One than Shigaraki. All for One just wants to rule, not necessarily destroy. But Tomura wants to destroy everything the heroes hold dear, and he has the power and the hatred to do so. So his decay is going to be greater than ever. The flashback ends and we see Inko watching the fight from the bunker. So this is a slight interesting aspect. It just once again wants to clarify what they were doing prior to the fight with like Tomura and the final war, and the planning that they really needed to actually go into this fight and have the mentality to prefer to fight against a character more in line with All for One than Tomura, because All for One wants to rule, but Tomura wants to destroy, and that is a little bit more detrimental to the heroes than All for One and his ideals. So it's just a little bit more context for the actual battle itself, as well as preparing for what we're going to be getting next within this chapter, and most likely within the fight. And going into the final parts of the text spoilers, Shigaraki says that if he touches the ground, he will send the decay to the depths instead of the surface, destroying part of Shizuoku in an instant. In fact, With his current power, he could destroy the 378,000 square kilometer of Japan's territory in just 1 week. Deku kicks him and he starts thinking. He's given up on Black Whip and is now using Gear Shift, Danger Sense, and Fajin to focus on attacking, but he wants to be done ASAP. He's wearing his mask and the two of them are near the ocean being hit by waves. Really cool visuals. Shigaraki realizes that All For One is dead and says that it's entirely his fault. He should have killed Bakugo for real when he had the chance. But at the same time, he feels grateful to All For One for making him strong to the point he could keep up with gear shifted Deku's speed. On the next page, Tomura touches Deku's face, but he destroys his fingers in the same millisecond thanks to Danger Sense. However, boy, Shinomori's gone, shouts Bakugo. Shigaraki stole Danger Sense. How long can you keep fighting? Tomura asks. End of chapter. And yeah, that is a very, very poignant point to end this chapter on when it comes to what's going to potentially be in it. And we are going to, most likely from what we're getting with this chapter, focusing a lot more on the battle between Tomura and Deku as we get to see more of like how this fight is going to progress more and more. So this is going to be something very interesting. I would like to add a little bit more on what I think could happen in the future, but I would like to save that more for a review because right now I'm just covering the spoilers and what we're getting. But yeah, from what we're getting with the spoilers, this is going to be a very impactful chapter, not just for All For One, but also for the story as a whole when it comes to how this battle is going to be reaches its conclusion very, very soon. And because this is towards the end of the year, most likely we are not going to be getting another chapter for most likely a few weeks. So this is probably going to be the last video that you will see of me when it comes to the spoilers, most likely for the year of 2023. And if that is, hopefully you'll be able to continue to watch my content and my spoiler videos for when My Hero comes back, most likely at the beginning of 2024. But yeah, that's all I really have to say on the topic. Hopefully you enjoyed the spoilers, and what did you think of them? And what do you think of the information that we got from Festa 2024? Leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. Do all that cool jazz, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in my next video. Goodbye!